Hi, this is Doug Boone. This video is part of the instruction series for PetroVisual. In this particular demonstration, I will show you how to use type curves as part of the PetroPlot. We can generate and look at type curves as any part of the data, both monthly and daily, that comes into PetroVisual. How this is done is to click on the button on top of the tree. This is the dialog that you can see looks at all wells, individual wells, group wells, but also standard curves, type curve with peak rate. In this case, the standard curve is what we'd be looking at, which is a time-based curve, whereas a type curve would bring things back to time zero. Now here we're doing a standard type curve for one well. In this case, I'm going to close my dialog and I'm going to click all the wells in the InterPlus resources. In this case, it's going to bring in about 213 records or wells and show you the type curve for those records. In this particular case, we're showing both oil, water, and gas. We're going to come back and focus on just oil for this presentation. That's more representative for this field. And then just well count. This shows you that the wells have ramped up. We can also do a type curve based on peak rate. In this case, we can specify the peak rate, we can specify the time frame that we can look at for that type curve. We might say the first 24 months. And because we type curve both the daily production and the monthly, we can click or select the value that we look at for the type curve for both. And as soon as I say refresh, you'll see those same 213 records come up, and you'll see this little gap disappear because the type curve peak rate calculation. We can also group wells very effectively. If we group wells and say, hey, let's group these wells by some attribute in the database, in this case well type, select this. In this case, we'll be looking at, when we refresh, not only just one curve, which is an average, but four curves which represents each one of the well types within this particular case. And these well types are short lateral, long lateral, mid-length lateral. This can be very helpful, and that data is also included part of the monthly tabs and the daily tabs and the forecast tab.